Welcome guys, so today we're going to be talking about an update that actually hit the main server. It's only in updated lobbies right now, but I would expect that in a couple minutes it will be everywhere. So if you look at the Bazaar, there are a whole bunch of new sections here, and some new items in old sections. There are pet upgrades, which is very interesting, like radioactive vial, carrot candies, all of these things turn into some very interesting areas, like a tier boost core is now on the Bazaar. Now I would expect some things like Chime to actually be a lot lower, because since it's on the Bazaar, you may see a lot of people grinding it daily to get free money. Now obviously all of these are going to be really overpriced when the update is first out right now. Another thing is mushroom soup. I'm not sure who needs this. Anybody that doesn't have a cookie, basically, but you can get these on the Bazaar now. There are also minion upgrades, so like all of these soul flow engines, mithril infusion, enchanted hoppers, which will also be nice. Basically all of these items that were previously on the auction house are now going to be on the Bazaar, which in my opinion is going to be super nice. Moving on to the next section, which is fishing. There are a couple new sections, which is, first of all, flowers. This is gonna be huge. Anybody that has had to level a flower minion knows that they are pain to get. You basically have to ask all of your friends to buy dandelions for you, because they're just way overpriced on the auction house, and since they're going to be on the Bazaar, it is going to be super nice to level the flower minion. Chum fishing, honestly, is pretty cool. I'm not sure if this was on the Bazaar before, but I do not remember buying any chum buckets on the Bazaar, so this also a great section, which I do approve. Very nicely done. Now in combat section, this is where people are going to be the most excited. There is now a dungeon section on the Bazaar, where you can basically buy Kismet feathers, all of these different items, which I'm not sure who's buying decoys, inflatable jerrys, and spirit leaps, because you get them basically every dungeon run. But all of these can now be sold on the Bazaar, which is insane, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to enjoy this. Anybody doing frag running is going to have a lot of fun, because now it just goes straight to the Bazaar. You don't have to sell it on the auction house, and some of these little cheaper ones might end up going up a little in price, and some of the more expensive ones, they might come down in price, but I wouldn't be surprised if they stayed where they are for a while. The next thing is mining, which in the Crystal Hollows we actually have Devon Fragments, Corleonite, which I think is awesome. Jungle Keys. All of these robot parts will be amazing to sell on the Bazaars, as well as Yagis, which not really that amazing. But then there is the Forge, which now all of these different things can now be sold on the Bazaar. Now, I don't do a lot with the Forge and the Crystal Hollows and stuff, but I would say this is a really good update. Also, anybody that is grinding ghosts, I'm not sure if these are going to be worth anything, but plasma are also going to be on the Bazaar. We can also see that Sorrow is also on the Bazaar under the Dwarven Mine section, which, ghost grinders, I'm not sure if you're excited or sad about this, but in my opinion, it looks amazing. Another thing is you should try and be careful with this new update, as a lot of the prices are going to be super low, and there is an insta-sell your inventory button. If you have Kismet feathers and a whole bunch of other things that may now be on the Bazaar that weren't before, you could quite accidentally sell something like a tier boost core for 2,000 coins. There's also been a new recipe found in the game, which is small dragon sack, which unfortunately is not possible to craft at the moment. I don't know what's going on with this recipe, but as we can see, there are 4 summoning eyes and then some crystal fragments to create the small dragon sack, but it's not possible because in order to craft it, you actually need it. So basically, if you somehow find a small dragon sack and you just feel like wasting billions of coins, you could just continually craft a small dragon sack into a small dragon sack, which would be very interesting. I'm not sure what's going on there, but hopefully that gets fixed sometime soon because it does look very interesting. Now we're here on the garden, which actually has seen its own updates, which is honestly the best part of this update. If we come over here to the garden skill, as you can see, it now gives 10% crop growth on each garden level, which makes this update finally out and insane because all crops will be growing so much faster. Now that the patch notes are out, I will be linking it in the description. In my opinion, this is some really cool stuff, and I hope that we do see some more of this. I'm pretty sure that this was completely out of the blue. I did not see anything about this anywhere, and all of a sudden it's just on the Bazaar, which is insane. So I kind of do like when the admins throw a little surprise update in, but honestly, it is super, super exciting. That is going to do it for today's episode. If you are excited about this update, make sure to let me know in the comments. And if you did enjoy this episode, make sure to leave a like and please consider subscribing if you are new around here. And I will see you guys next time.